I'm Tyler Hughes. I'm a surgeon in McPherson, Kansas. I'm also chair of the Advisory Council on Rural Surgery, and I'm a member of the American Board of Surgery. I think to be a complete surgeon and really understand one's practice, you have to continuously look at your own data. So regardless of regulatory issues and mandates, first and foremost, if you're going to treat your patients the best way you can, you need to know what you're doing and what happened when you did it. So that's the first benefit. Now, of course, in this day and age, there are 8 million mandates of what your data is and all sorts of things of trying to prove yourself. For instance, an insurance company provides you with an administrative data set that says that you have poorer than average outcomes. And you look at it and go, where'd that come from? If you have your own data registry, you can pull up those same codes and go, you say my infection rate is 5%, here are all the data, and I have an infection rate of 1%. Your data's wrong, mine's right. This is a great defense mechanism in this age where non-ACS quality metrics are being used for non-patient care issues. When it comes to CMS and quality reporting in a government site, you can either take the route of every single case you ever did gets reviewed, or you can use a registry and drill down deep into just 20 cases. 20 cases and you've satisfied PQRS. 20 cases versus the 400 or 500 cases I do a year, I'll take 20. I have time to do that. I don't have time, and I don't want to spend my office staff time collating hundreds of thousands of data bits. So I found it very convenient from a PQRS standpoint. Also, PQRS is a moving, bouncing ball. Every year there's a different set of requirements. SSR does the hard work behind the scenes so that what you see on your screen, if you make all the red things go black, you have satisfied PQRS. And the chances of you wearing an orange jumpsuit later as being fraudulent seem to go down somewhat with that. Well, I think it's very comforting. Over a period of years, I've been using SSR for 10 years now. I have well over 4,000 cases in the log. Just the other day, I said, I want to look at my central line results. No other reason than I just wanted to see it. And I could pull up a comparative report that showed my data versus the NISQIP data versus the entire database of all surgeons who are putting in that case. And that resulted in me saying, whoa, why did I have a 6% return to OR? But because it was SSR data, I could easily click and look at every one of those cases, which was 2, that went to the OR or had a death. Well, one of them was an ASA 4, sort of one foot on a banana peel, the other in the cemetery. And I was desperately helping my colleagues obtain access. I don't think that's a terrible thing if that patient died. That didn't die because I put a central line in the patient. And return to OR, I had one that flipped up into the neck instead of staying in the cava. Made me take a look at, should I do internal jugular line placement or subclavian line placement, which is a long argument, but it depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what the patient is. But that kind of analysis of your own data, it took seconds to pull that up. Well, actually, it took more than a second because the software had to plow through 4,000 cases to come up with I think it was 100 and something lines I had done, that I'd put in the case log. So I think as a surgeon trying to understand his or her own practice, it's very reassuring to be able to look at that data and say, I know what I'm doing. I think surgeons always, we don't act like we question ourselves, but internally we're questioning ourselves all the time. And to be able to get answers to it is incredibly valuable. The reason to collect data. Number one, personal, to know your own practice. Number two, world's easiest way to meet maintenance or certification issues currently in terms of Part 4 of MOC. Number three, easiest way I know of so far for a solo practitioner to satisfy PQRS. Number four, good doctors look at their own data. One of the issues about SSR is the computer time that the individual surgeon has to put in. You can parse some of the demographic stuff to staff. There's a way to do that. And we try to make each entry only a 2-minute experience. The toughest part of SSR is looking back at the data. And I would recommend that you pick something that you're look back at and analyze, rather than trying to analyze every single case you ever do. The data is all there. You can always go back and do a massive research project if you like. But the things that are important to you, you can pick out for yourself. And usually that's going to match some other mandate and be very useful to you later.